Yo, what up, man?
Good. How you doing?
Good, man. Really good. Dude, I really wanted to talk about fucking OMG finally pumping. After so much fucking time talking shit about this coin. It finally
Yeah.
pumped.
Do you know what the latest news is as far as like Bitfinex? I know
Yeah,
there's
well, this is all hearsay, but what they're saying is that like Bitfinex essentially took $1 billion of tether off of Tron and put it onto oh my god, dude. I just got another alert on Coinbase about OMG.
Are you serious, dude? What is
Yeah,
it what is it trading at right now?
$7.
Wait, how much?
$7.
Really?
Bruh. It's worth more than Ethereum Classic per coin.
Dude,
Nice.
that's nuts.
That might be worth a play actually. If it keeps going higher, I might trade out of that and put it into what do you call it? I might put it into Ethereum Classic because that hasn't pumped yet. Like if you look at Ethereum Classic compared to a regular Ethereum, it's a little undervalued. It should be closer to like probably mid-30s.
Okay.
Yeah, mid-30s or high 20s around that point. Right now, it's really undervalued.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it just launches to 15 because it's not much. A 2x would be like what, $14. So yeah, around $14.
Okay.
Yeah. Ooh, there we go. Comments. Okay. Yeah. But anyway, yeah. What's going on. So what's going on right now is that Bitfinex or Tether essentially just took about $1 billion of Tether, a billion tethers, and put it back on Ethereum, right? But they didn't really specify which Ethereum because technically OMG is layer 2 Ethereum. So more than likely, because they just said they're diversifying into OMG, they just probably put about $1 billion of Tether on OMG, which is fucking crazy. That means like they trust OMG enough to put $1 billion worth of fucking Tether on there. So that's pretty insane. So now I think this is chain number 6 or 5 for Tether now. I know they're on Ethereum. I know they're on Ethereum, OMG now, Tron, Algorand, and I think there's one more. There might be some Ethereum Classic, but I don't think so. I know they're on some other. I can't remember the other chain that they're on, but they're basically diversifying themselves a little bit. And but the big news about this is like it's crazy. It's almost like they lost confidence in Tron because they took $1 billion off of Tron, which is pretty crazy. That's pretty insane. You would think you would like get out. They take 100 million or something, but they took a full billion out of Tron. That's crazy.
Yeah. If they took that off of Tron, do you know if they actually took any off of Ethereum?
No. Well, what do you mean by that? When they went over to?
So like, or at least I know with USD Tether, so they have so they use Ethereum for Tether, Tron, and then now recently with OMG. So perhaps because I guess you were mentioning like they moved 1 billion over from Tron onto OMG. So what can happen like later on is, since a lot of the gas fees are so high on Ethereum right now,
right,
they'll be able to offload some of that tether off from Ethereum onto OMG, at least for some of the gas fees. I'm not sure how much of that they're gonna do like at once, and how much that will reduce the gas fees. But that'll be pretty big once they actually start to take some of that load off of Ethereum, as they build like more and more trust, I guess, in OMG in this case. That's really interesting that they took it off of Tron. I had no idea that's what actually went down in that case.
like that was. I mean, what you're saying is so correct, because the main reason I think they brought on Tether. Well, there was two. The main, if I remember correctly, the parent company of Tether, which is Bitfinex, invested in the A round, or no, I'm sorry, the C round of the parent company of OMG, as well as a bunch of separate institution. So basically, it's like Tether got into bed with OMG on the Japanese side, because the company, it's a Japanese company that runs OMG, or at least it's based out of Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, Toyota and Mitsubishi, the Bank of Toyota and the Bank of Mitsubishi invested, which are like gigantic banks over there. That's pretty huge. I mean, all you need is Sony, and you've got fucking Ghidorah, man. But yeah, it's pretty fucking crazy. And then I mean, it's a huge run up and stuff because Tether essentially gave them the green light, and they had this trust over here. I mean, it pretty much just said, yeah, this chain, some good shit's happening on. I mean, it's almost like secretly saying like, yeah, I think they figured out their scaling solution on OMG finally, which is like crazy because I know how much he like that fucker falls on the skateboard.
Yeah,
dude,
sorry, go ahead.
Can you explain that whole June situation?
So okay. So this kind of dates back to like the entire 2017 bubble.
Right.
And at the time, the slogan, and it still could be for OMG at a later point in time, but their main slogan at the time was like unbank the bank, or sorry, bank the unbanked. And that generated so much hype during the 2017 boom. So at the time, like, it was launched as just a ERC20 token with no real utility at the time. So if you were buying into OMG back in 2017, you were just buying into basically a promise that at a later point in time you'll be able to do all sorts of things on the OMG network. So during the bear markets, their main development, so they focus mostly on Plasma, one of the scaling solutions for Ethereum, and it took a really long time during the bear market to have enough research where they were confident with Plasma, where they could start launching things like the test nets, which took place over the months of like the bear market. So there was a lot of hate from June. Like, there was a lot of nasty threads on Reddit where there was a lot of comments, like specifically at June, because he was essentially the face of the project. Like, he was, I guess, one of the ones like promoting it back in 2017.
Right.
And then there was also this spin-off with this project called Electrify Asia, where there was a video with June and a few of the quote unquote founders of Electrify Asia, and that project was a total scam. Like, what happened was it got pumped on KuCoin at the time, and it was likely just like heavily, like, the supply was obviously like controlled by whoever was at, like, whatever the team was at KuCoin. There was just very poor like distribution on that project to start, and then
was it a KuCoin?
At the time, yeah, it was a KuCoin only coin, and the project basically turned out to be it just basically died during the bear market. The price crashed, and there was a lot of the supporters for OMG at the time also supported Electrify, just because June was listed as like one of the advisors for that project, and that project basically totally died during the bear market. So that was like one of the negative, I guess, like, negative publicity for June, like, at the time, like, was really that Electrify Asia project, which, I mean, it got basically annihilated after that initial pump on KuCoin. It died. There was so much hype for that, and it was just dead after that. So, but I will say, like, with OMG, like, they've definitely so far they're basically really starting to like deliver on that project. It is probably going to take time to build that trust over time, where there's more and more like Tether or other stable coins that use the network. But I will say that they really have been basically putting like the development together. So I will give props. Definitely will give props where it's due.
I will say that
a
team that's also doing the same amount of work that doesn't get recognized would probably like be Zcash, probably.
Which one is it?
Zcash.
Oh, Zcash. Okay.
Yeah, like even though it's pretty shitty that they take 20% of the block reward for
Mm,
development or whatever, or the founders
yeah.
fund,
Right.
but developing a lot of the technologies being used right now, ZK rollups, ZK
Mm,
sync, and like all the cool technology that we're using right now on like RC20 tokens, and possibly like Litecoin or Bitcoin in the future. It's all ZK. It's all fucking Zcash and it's all fucking Zcash fucking technology that we're just ripping off. But
yeah.
fuck, man. But I mean, yeah,
Yeah. Hmm. I mean,
yeah,
so for Zcash, they do have like a good even if a lot of the tech gets ripped off onto other projects, they do have a good they do have like adoption with like a lot of the exchanges, like with Grayscale. So I think the big pivot for Zcash that's going to really differentiate themselves later on is they're trying to do. I know they're trying to actually do sharding and move from like a proof of work chain to a proof of stake chain. I'm not sure if like the Zcash community itself is like necessarily okay with that transition, but one
right,
of the researchers was looking into that and just kind of almost following like in the footsteps as far as like what Ethereum is planning on doing with their chain once it transitions over into staking.
right. I mean, I've heard like two rumors on Zcash with the Litecoin community. Well,
Hmm.
one of them is possibly maybe merging the coins later on, because with Mimblewimble and a bunch of the other stuff, they're going to be soft forking into Litecoin. That's been a talk that I've heard, but I honestly, I don't really, I'm not putting a lot of weight on it. I'd have to see more stuff because I've never seen the two communities actually friendly towards each other.
Yeah, to be honest, whatever currency pairs exist for crypto, I actually don't think personally there's going to be like any merging between projects. They might just share some of this like the same tools since it's all open source.
Right.
But the thing I guess like with even with like Zcash versus Mimblewimble, there's like I guess there's certain design trade-offs like in each of the two approaches. Like Mimblewimble scales extremely well because they have like some kind of pruning, but um, at least like in the Ethereum community, whatever the Zcash team ends up coming up with, like a lot of that's probably going to get leveraged onto like the scaling some of the ETH projects are working on. I'm not sure if there's though to be fair, I really haven't heard too much like between Litecoin and Zcash, at least like within those two communities as far as like I really haven't heard too much as far as like the two. So I'm only familiar with the two separately, not the two, I guess. Like,
Right. I had just talked to a couple of miners
yeah.
at the Litecoin summit, and like
Oh, okay, okay, that's pretty cool.
hearing the whispers, like
Yeah,
this is a
yeah, yeah. Okay,
like some of these conferences,
yeah.
you learn some stuff at the speakers and stuff, really. But like honestly,
Mm-hmm.
you hear a lot of cool stuff just talking to people, and some of the miners for a lot of the communities just
Mm-hmm.
go to summits and stuff, or go to these conferences. But you need to go coin specific. I'm not talking about a general
Mm-hmm.
Bitcoin one. I really don't
Yeah,
think you learn much of the Bitcoin ones.
sure.
Right. But
That actually, yeah, yeah. Okay.
go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah, that actually makes sense. That's actually where you get a lot of good information that's not necessarily like anywhere on the internet because it's just like kind of a concept that maybe comes up because I know even at the for a lot of the conferences the Zcash I think some of their developers or some of their team members I know they also go to like the Monero conferences and I think it works the other way too where like some of the Monero community members check out like the Zcash conference so there's all sorts of like collaboration that goes back and forth that you probably have no idea like about unless you're going to like the conference and then you get those details, which is really cool actually.
Yeah.
That's actually why it's probably worth even just going to the conference just to get some of that information.
Right. Dude, OMG just went to 780.
It's dude,
Damn.
that's pretty nuts.
My bag is
Take
pumping.
a
That
look at the chart here.
sure. 742 right now on Coin Market Cap, but I know it just spiked higher right now.
Wow, yeah, yeah, yeah. This is
Oof.
what's it literally just broke through the news, there well, it really wasn't a major resistance, obviously, but on the charts, like it had like just like a little delay over at like close to $3, but it basically just smashed through that like no problem.
Yeah.
But what's crazy is that setup we're seeing on OMG.
Yeah.
It's likely we're gonna see. I mean, maybe not to that extent because the news for OMG was really good. But if you look, for example, if you look at the charts for like 0x, and Nano, they have like a very similar setup on the charts. So that even though like I guess for anyone that doesn't have like a position in OMG, there's going to be a million opportunities in crypto over the next like. It's going to be absolutely amazing how much opportunity, and you don't even have to use like that much of your bag. You could put like 2 to like 3% into like some of these projects, and
never put your fucking full bag on a fucking altcoin or some shit. Like you guys have worked too damn hard on saving up your either it's your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, or your Litecoin, or whatever is your main coin. You work too damn hard to start tossing the entire bag at something and risking it. But I mean, right now it is the time right now to place your bets. Right now, you know, in some of these projects. I mean, because it's almost like we're in a game right now, music with chairs. And the thing is like each time something pumps away, there's one less or there's more chairs or something. So it's like it's sort of like you can find a chair that hasn't pumped yet.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You okay with that?
Oh yeah, I'm fine. Just had to close the blinds in the back. So like the light was just like.
It got hella dark. Fuck, man. Yeah.
Yeah, let's take a look at. I'm just trying to pull up a long-term chart for OMG. Oh, what's funny is that one of my good friends, growing up, I had them buy OMG at like $1.50.
Okay.
And so when it was like pumping today, like they gave me a phone call and he was like, should I sell? I was like, dude, I have no idea where this like rally is gonna end. So literally, there's like all these comments on TradingView where there's now people jumping into it after like all these. I will never get it. I will never understand. It's like you have all these green candles, and then they're now talking about how great it is. And I was like, dude, you literally just like dumped on those people.
Hulk dicks, dude. People like hopping on Hulk dicks for real.
Yeah.
These green candles and shit, man. For real. Yeah.
It's really true, dude. Like people really love buying after some serious green candles. Let's see, let's take a look at just how high this could go for the rest of this year.
So it's I think the pump started today at yeah, look at that. Look at that right there. Damn, where's that? OMG right there.
Yeah. Damn, dude, this went up a lot. Dude, this could probably
God bless my black.
This could probably go up to like close to. I'm not even kidding. This is not. I would even if this price level becomes true, like I would personally not buy into like green candles. I'm just looking at this purely like on a long term, from a long term standpoint. But it can probably hit as high as like $18 by sometime later this year. Timeline, no idea, but that's just kind of what I'm seeing.
Marcus, it's for me at least. It's a long-term hold, but I will be getting out of a small portion of my bag once. So I have something called the rule of three, basically, where depending on the size, let's just say you have 3,000 coins, right, or 300 coins. Doesn't matter. The rule works just the same. Almost at $8 red nitrous. Wow. Yeah. So depending on your, let's just say I got into OMG at $5 as an example, and I have 3,000 tokens, right? And the price goes to $15. What I do at that point there is just sell 1,000 tokens and then recoup my entire principal that I invested into the project, and then from there keep that extra 2,000 coins just kind of as almost a laddering out strategy, essentially. So 1,000 I'm holding for a really long time because that's going to be my moon bag, basically, right? And then the other 1,000 is basically a or the tokens are like, or I sell 100 here, 100 there when the price pumps like crazy, and then diversify or that, or move it into a different token that hasn't pumped yet that I like, or move it into like more Bitcoin, more Litecoin, Hex, sell token, whatever flavor the individual person is. But that way you've gone all your risk out of that token, and then you can put that money back into the token you had saved up, or put it back into cash. I mean, whatever makes you feel more comfortable. But then you're kind of almost sitting on casino money, essentially. And from there, you can just think a little more logically. And then I know there's going to be a part of you in the back of your mind where you're like, "Fuck, man, I should have just held that extra 1,000 tokens, or 100 tokens, or 10,000 tokens." It all depends on what league you are in. But you just kind of have to think like that. I mean, if you can only afford, let's just say you can afford 50 tokens or whatever of whatever token it is, maybe buy 30, or buy the 50, but think in pieces, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, play on how. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, play on house money. Yeah, that's actually off for that right now. Yeah. It's a pretty smart strategy, obviously, but you do give up a bit of your future gains, especially later on when you're looking back. But it allows you then from there, when you see another good opportunity on a coin that hasn't pumped yet, or your favorite token has gone down in price. Let's just say when Hex took a deep down, went down to like 22% of a penny, or when Cell went down to 35 cents, or when Litecoin went down to $40. Great time then to move that back into there, and now you've bought more Litecoin.
Right.
Where like sometimes let's just say my Litecoin or my Hex or whatever was like at 60% of a penny or something like that. I sold a little bit of it, put into this, put it back, and now grown my stack. But at the same time, you're not selling your entire stack, because that's pretty dumb.
Right.
You want to wreck yourself trading, and this isn't trading. You're more or less just diversifying your portfolio a little bit. Yeah, let me see. You only give up on future gains if the coin continues to go up. The coin, yeah, exactly. That's true. Yeah, but right now we're on the right end of the. Right now we're in a bullish part of the market. Like I wouldn't call this altcoin summer or whatever. I would call it spring, maybe. But we're getting into the really spring part of it.
Yeah, I mean, even if you miss out on because there's really like multiple.
Damn, Red Knight. Fuck, man.
8 point. Wow. Okay, so it just keeps going higher. It's trading at a resistance level that's similar to where Ethereum is right now on the charts. So I'll be surprised. I mean, maybe it goes higher. I'll actually be really surprised if it goes above no, it actually kind of started to break through that. Wow. Okay. Yeah. I guess there is no resistance right now for OMG. That's insane. Okay.
What's the high? $28?
No. Well, so I was looking around like 18 sometime later this year. I mean, I have no idea when that's going to happen, but depending on how much hype there is around that, like, I mean, anything is possible. Yeah, 18 was just more like here's the direction the majority of the market is following as far as like their charts go, but depending on how if this actually ends up being like a big deal, then it could basically break its all-time high. Not financial advice, obviously. Like like the time to buy was at $1.50. If you're considering buying now, you waited too long, just to be completely blunt. Are you still there? Looks like the audio's I don't know if that's maybe me.
I was talking with the mute. God damn it.
Yeah.
So I was saying for all the people who listen to the podcast, you're welcome. I was on OMG real early, man. Nobody was fucking.
Oh, yeah, it looks like.
Yo, I'm back. You hear me? The audio cut back a little bit.
Yeah. I can hear the audio. It looks like the videos. Actually, it's
choppy
right now. Yeah,
damn. So Red Knight just said we hit about like 950, and it's hitting a big sell wall right now.
Yeah.
on Binance. Yeah. Wow, this is crazy.
What about your godson?
Yeah, let's see. Link, yeah. This is the hard part, man. It's like at a certain point, there's going to be a point where all the tokens, every token that hasn't pumped has pumped, and now it's almost like all parallel, and then basically that's our new equilibrium at that point, which just sucks. You know, especially if you were just there, like there. It's sort of like, why didn't you buy $3,000 Bitcoin, bro? Why didn't you buy $22 Litecoin, bro? Why didn't you buy like fractions of pennies of Hex, or why didn't you buy like 7-cent Cell? You know, it's terrible feeling, man. Oh man. Yeah, just don't buy into these fucking pumps. Let them cool off a little bit if you are trying to get into a token, but it's always retarded to buy into a pump, because never have you bought into a pump that it's maybe if you just barely see that's moving like 5-10% and you buy into it or something, you just got lucky. But like after it's gone up, like it's done a 2x, you buy it again, you're gambling 30% or like 50% gains for like, you know, you getting 80% wrecked on the downside. Yeah, goddamn, I feel like a white girl today with this fucking drink. Iron Law. Right. It's an opportunity.
Let's see.
Let's see, what's this guy? Yeah, I bought treasure. Oof. Oof. Damn, that's it. Yeah. Damn, Red. How can I ask how much did you actually buy? Did you have 4 cents? Damn. Yeah, I know that feeling, man. When I was buying Celsius token, man, and I fuck, man, I had a full Bitcoin. I was gonna throw another Bitcoin into sell at 11 cents, and I didn't do it, like a dummy. But that happens to everybody. Okay, that's a decent amount, yeah. 4 cents would have been like 4.5. Yeah, that's a nice gain, yeah. But did you trade out of profit or no? Damn. Yeah. Yeah, you can go crazy. That's why I don't know, at least for the coins you want to hold long term that aren't like shitcoin project. You always want to hold a hodl bag. You know, anywhere from 40 to 60%. But that's what I'm personally doing. That's do whatever the fuck you want to do. You want to wreck yourself. I don't care. But you want to hold something, because at a certain point, like, have we talked about this already, Wasabi, on live stream?
No, we haven't.
Okay, so let me do some numbers. Okay, so the last like two all-time highs ago, right? The old all-time high for Bitcoin was $1,000, right? And then it crashed down to, I think, like $30, I think, or $40, if I remember correctly, right? And the last all-time high was $20,000, and it crashed to 3,000. So you're literally talking about a 3x from the old all-time high in, I think, 2015 to the all-time low in 2018. I think it was it was 2019 February when it bottomed out at 3K. So you're literally talking about a 3x in difference, where like now you need 3 times the amount of money to buy that coins, you know? Where like, so you have this weird thing that ends up happening later on, where like let's just say, as an example, let's just say
the stream is cutting out.
Launches to us, right? And okay, so let's just say it's just to keep the math nice and simple. So let's just say you don't catch the all-time high, you sell at $80,000 one Bitcoin, and then it hits 100,000 and it fucking crashes. 90% down, right? It goes down to 10K. Usually what ends up happening when you hit those lows, it goes a little stupid. It goes a little bit lower than it's supposed to, and it goes to 9K. And let's just say you don't buy 9K, it goes to 11K, and you still have that $80,000. At that point, you can buy like 7 BTC at that point. And then once it starts correcting up, you've now increased your bag. But let's just say you wait until you feel like the market's starting to recover. Yes, beep boop, beep boop. And you're just waiting for that that coin to recover and stuff and everything like that. So then you end up getting a little bit later. You still double up your bag, but let's just say you wait until the market really starts recovering, or you leave it alone and stuff and everything, because you write off with your profits, right, of that $80,000. But when you return to crypto, right, you're looking at a $50,000 to $60,000 Bitcoin. That's just normal. Let's just say it's $60,000 Bitcoin. That's our new $6,000 Bitcoin. What the fuck do you do at that point? Did you magically with your profits, did you gain more money? So a lot of people get their eyes during the bear markets, they take their eye off the ball. This is when you have to keep your eyes on the ball. Once you have purchased your bags back and stuff, then maybe you can relax a little bit, but you have to like keep watching to see what's going on. You almost never can take your eyes off the ball, because if you don't rebuy back in to at least back to what you used to, or a little bit bigger, you're probably never going to be able to actually get back that original bag. Your bag's going to get substantially lower. I mean, did you say this kind of happened to your brother one time with like Litecoin?
Well, it was more, I think just at the time, like because I guess also the market, you only have like a few cryptocurrencies you can trade, but yeah, I think the problem he ran into was he completely sold out of everything during the bull markets, and then even after like the bear markets, because it went up to like valuations much more than he expected, which obviously that happens to like 99% of the people.
Right.
So then basically over time, like the amount that you accumulate could possibly there can be like a huge drop off depending on when you exit the market. So there's like multiple ways you can go about that. You can always keep 20% of your bag indefinitely, and then sell 80% out during the bull markets. Like you can do a scale out so that you're at least locking in the profits. And then similarly, like even with the altcoins, kind of that risk management approach, like it's good to like exercise that even on, because there's going to be so many opportunities with like altcoins where if you get a huge pump on one of your coins, you can think of it as like scaling it back into like a more reputable project like Ethereum, Bitcoin, Litecoin, some of the like longer landing stuff, like where you basically where you can accumulate like a larger stack in some of the what I would consider like the stores of value.
Right.
So if you're exercising that during a bull market, then that same kind of strategy could also be used on, let's say, whatever your top pairs are into the USD pair, and then you just keep a certain amount just so that if the market does go up much higher than you expect, you still have a position that you'll have as like a bare minimum.
Right. Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, there shouldn't, like, if you obviously if you leave the market with profits and stuff, there's almost no reason why you shouldn't be able to double your bag, or at least buy back the exact bag you had before during the all-time highs.
Yeah. So right. So that the one thing, I guess, like even on during the bear markets,
coins you care about, not saying
you
like
care about. Yeah. So that's right. Yeah. Because it's I mean, right now it's not so much of an issue because like we're so early in the space, so there's like a lot of time for like an expansion. But in the bear markets, like 99% of this stuff will get annihilated, and then you still have you really have basically whatever's like in the top, like the top 20 projects. There's usually some that float to the top, so it's really, yeah, we're basically in 2016 right now. That's a really good way to describe it. So just basically get that plan set up, because you don't really, I mean, the reality is like you're never gonna, like, even on any of these altcoins, like you're never gonna necessarily like time the top. You're always gonna feel like you could have gotten more, and that's just how it is, like with cryptocurrency during bull markets. But the one thing you have to remember is there are going to be like other coins that pump. So
Right.
there's just a million opportunities right now in bull markets. So
Right.
if you're racking in the profits, you're doing extremely well. You'll do so good. You'll do amazing.
Yeah, and then if I remember correctly, how the cycles work, like Bitcoin goes up, then people move money into altcoins or into Ethereum, and Ethereum into altcoins, and then eventually when these alts go crazy, people who are whales or people who are smart enough, they take their profits, pump it back into Ethereum or Bitcoin, and then that raises the market up.
Exactly, yeah. So you always have because like right now Ethereum it's just trending sideways, so it's a good opportunity for some of the altcoins to really start pumping. But yeah, those profits basically roll into like the hires, and then eventually those pump, and you can basically you can have a good strategy as far as like how to play that during the bull market. But once the bear market hits, like those coins that you were previously like kind of rolling up higher and higher into the chain will get absolutely annihilated. So
98 losses.
yes, like most of it will die off, but as the profits are coming in, like take advantage of that. And even if you sell out of a position, you can basically put it into like a coin that hasn't like pumped yet. So at the end of the day, if you're Ethereum holding or whatever, if you're holding Ethereum, if you're increasing your ETH position, you're basically doing it correctly, or whatever your coins are.
I think each cycle there's like an additional 5 to 6 extra coins that get some lasting staying power in the thing.
Yes, they do.
Yeah,
It's
like
true.
well, what would you consider like? What would you consider kind of the blue chips of coins that end up surviving? Obviously, they don't survive like getting like not 80%, but like
Right.
there's more store of values. Like they'll be here for another cycle.
Sure. So for stores of value, there's of course Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin. I would even put Monero in there. I do think that one's going to do exceptionally well. And then there's a lot. I would say there's potential both with like Cardano and Tezos on the staking side. So I would say even like amongst those 6 or 7 projects, those look really good long term. And then I would say from there it gets a little bit more speculative. Those ones I have a lot of confidence in. I can't really speak like outside of those, but essentially that's my personal strategy. If I'm accumulating more coins like amongst that bucket, then that's kind of the plan I have for this cycle. But also like in the bear market, I don't really plan on holding really any of this stuff except the 20% that I perhaps hold like long term. I think you're on mute right now.
Yeah, I just fucking.
Yeah.
God damn it. I was like, yeah, it wasn't nothing insightful. I was just testing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much. I'm thinking the same thing. And honestly, like as this world gets crazier and crazier, you're gonna start. I feel like the privacy coins, Litecoin included, are gonna get a boost with like economic turmoil, especially as people want to move their money privately. I will. At least short term, at least for Litecoin, once Mimblewimble gets activated, I know it's not perfect, but it's enough to where people. Well, it does more transactions than pretty much all the privacy coins put together. So it's if I think it does in terms of volume. I think it does.
It does
daily volume.
So yeah, I think right now the daily volume, I'd say probably for Monero, it's probably around 12K transactions. Oh, and by like the Monero's, like it's even amongst like the 12K, like the privacy is really good. Zcash probably has like, I don't know, maybe 5,000. So you're basically looking like at under 20K transactions per day, like amongst the two biggest privacy coins. And then Litecoin is hitting over 50,000 transactions per day, and that's likely to grow as the fees get more aggressive on Ethereum and Bitcoin through the bull market cycle. Because that really, Litecoin is the best relief valve in this market for those two major pairings, because it's the most liquid pair after Bitcoin and Ethereum. So
Right.
it'll just get usage even just to transfer like from exchanges and stuff like
It,
that. So
it already is king right now to transfer between exchanges,
yeah.
especially the main, like, I think Nano might be a little I think it's cheaper and faster than Litecoin to transfer over exchanges, but in terms of the amount of liquidity, I mean, obviously for a regular person, it does not fucking matter at all. Like you don't have enough money to shake the market, moving money from here to there, but like
Yeah.
there is some people that where it does matter, where they want a safe, they just like you'd rather just go with like, steady Eddie, reliable, you know how Litecoin works. It's, it's just simple, simple little address, and this, where like people really get confused with like coins that have a memo ID and then the coin ad, like multiple IDs and shit. Like I see that with XRP and like EOS. I feel like a lot of people in crypto don't like doing those extra 2 steps to move coins around.
Yeah. Yeah, the memo is definitely like I think I agree. The memo is definitely a problem if certain coins are using that. And even back to like the comment you had because the fees to move around Litecoin are so cheap that, like, to be honest, like I consider that basically like free to move the money around, since
Nothing.
you're paying like less than a cent. And then the other is like for Nano, since it's not very liquid, you probably lose more just trying to like buy and sell in the order books. I mean, don't
Right.
get me wrong, I like Nano. I think it's a really cool project.
Just
It's just basic. It's a cycle behind Litecoin. So Nano had its peak last cycle up to $32, and then it basically dropped to a cycle low of like somewhere under $1. And that it's almost like kind of similar to like Litecoin's first major cycle, where it pumped up to $48 and then had a low at $1 in the last bull market before it made its new all-time high at like $350. So Litecoin's basically just kind of like a cycle ahead. So it has more exchange listings and just has like better liquidity for that. But that's not to say Nano can't have like good liquidity in like 5 to 7 years. It's just that cycle behind.
Right. The one good thing about Nano is I will say that it's been around since 2015. That gives it a lot more credence long term, because people see that like it's an older coin, which is pretty surprising. I know it was called what was it, Rayblocks? Rayblocks, right?
It's called Ryblock. So that was the original branding, and then it rebranded to Nano. I think it was in like this January of 2018 is when it may have rebranded to Nano. I think at the time it had an exchange listing on KuCoin.
Right. Fucking KuCoin, man. God damn it, dude.
Yeah.
I'm so bored of KuCoin.
Yeah.
When the shit coins flourish, bro, KuCoin rises, bro. That's for sure.
What's really sorry, go ahead.
Oh, nothing. I'll answer the chat's questions after we're done right now.
Yeah. The other really good thing, at least with Nano, is the amount of supply the developers have it's actually really low. Like they really don't have like a drastic supply that can really dump down the price, like comparable to like what you saw with like Ripple. I think even Ripple, they still have like a really substantial amount of the circulating supply. So what I'm really interested to see is actually how Nano ends up performing as a result, because most of its circulating supply is already out there. There's just the speculative trading on that, and then the devs have like a very small portion of that. So
do you know if it's
I think that
percent?
What's up?
Do you know how much in percentages or of that they own?
Yeah, I think they have less than a million Nano, and I believe the total supply is around 100 and I think it's around 955,000 Nano, and the total that's really low compared to like Ripple that has
all of
it, which is a problem. So in terms of like the trust, that's already something that will definitely be highly regarded like moving forward, because like there's going to be so much like not a problem now, but again, that stuff people really look into like heavily during the bear markets is like basically the allocation, like how much of that is enriching the founders, things like that. Those are super important, but you can definitely get away with that kind of stuff in
Right.
bull markets.
I think it was a good rebrand for the name Riblox compared to Nano. Nano just sounds cool.
It does,
for
yeah. I do like.
Yeah.
They have a cool logo to go with that too. So
we're for sure in the .com boom of our era, bro.
Oh, we totally are. That's the thing. Like, even if you look back at the 2017 bubble, that was almost like the pre-bubble. If you think
Right.
about it, it wasn't really, because that was referred to as like the .com boom. No, this is actually the real, like, the crypto.com version of that, because after the COVID crash, the digital age is really going to be blowing up, like, moving forward. That's where a lot of business is heading. There's going to be a ton of people basically launching their own business just through social media outlets like YouTube, doing live streams, Twitter, or whatever else there is. And with that also becomes the value transfer, like, through the IP layer. And that's like how all this shit with like cryptocurrency works, is you're sending money through the IP layer to each other. So it just jives with that huge shift that's going to happen over the coming years. It's coming. Like, it is. I'm prepared. I know what to expect. So
I think one of the best new businesses in the world to start right now. This sounds really crazy, but rent-a-kitchens. Take some of that. A rent-a-kitchen. So what you do is you buy office buildings really cheap. You put money into it. You convert it into miniature kitchens. So kitchens to spec, where you gave them the basics to start stuff up, and what you do is then from there rent it to entrepreneurs where they can run out entire takeout businesses from there. So your whole business model runs on Uber Eats and all these other food apps and stuff, and then there's no dine-in. So there's so you have smaller, like, square footage costs. You're just paying your kitchen cooks and then your advertisements, and then from there you just have takeout people delivering food, or you can pick it up right there. That's it, and it cuts. So it cuts down on not just labor but also rent. And yeah, look, it's right there. Look at that right there. You're right, but it's not in the United States just yet. It's more like there's something called, like, what is it, like corporate kitchens, or like certain places where you legally have to make certain types of food in there. But if you can get all the licensing and stuff, there could be a big business in that, where you're basically a company that supplies smaller companies, to be entrepreneurs and stuff, because the restaurant space just got fucking destroyed. Imagine how the lobby would smell. Yeah, like hot pussy probably. A fucking sushi restaurant right next to a fucking like Benihana's or some shit. I don't know.
I actually just looked up this is new to me, so I'm learning this as we go. But it looks like they have something that popped up recently, close to where I live. So
yeah, you could I'm just saying you could just find buildings, because, like, not to get off of crypto too much, but because I really want to answer the chat's questions, because there's a couple of questions already asking that I'm going to answer right now. But what's going on right now in the real estate market is, because of the payment protection plans and the PPP loans and all that stuff, and that right now no bank is foreclosing on anybody. So if I remember right, COVID, people were talking about it in February, but it really didn't hit until about March of this year. So let's just say if March people started shutting down and they started hemorrhaging cash, then you're talking about rough April to May being the months were completely closed. So that means that if they were going to default, they can't default until legally they can't kick them out for a full fucking year. So you won't start getting massive increases in defaults I would say probably like office spaces and restaurants and still until mid next year. So you'll start, I think, this is why I've been saying that we're going to hit like we're going to have a really good Christmas this year, and then whoever the president is, whoever wins and stuff, and it's going to be really cool for like 2 months. And then we're going to start getting hit with fucking foreclosures from the real estate side. and that's where this starts affecting the market and stuff. And the real estate prices won't really truly start crashing. I'm telling you, we're talking in a full liquidation mode until about maybe like Q4 of that year, where shit's really bad. And then probably the best time to buy will probably be like Q1 or Q2 of 2022. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, so because this real estate stuff is slow, it takes a while for it to move. People aren't getting kicked out of their houses and stuff because no one's trying to fucking kick a person out of their fucking mortgage during COVID right now because you'd be that fucking asshole. But as soon as this shit hits the fucking stop, unless there's some kind of government action to, unless we have some kind of bank holiday for a couple months, it's insane. So I mean, yeah, we're probably looking like it's sort of the same thing. Like what are the housing 2009? Yeah, some of the best time to buy real estate was like 2010, 11. That was kind of like the all-time lows for real estate. And you were able to pick up houses that were like $700,000, $800,000 for about $300K. But that specifically was a real estate market crash, where this is going to be more of like, economy / equities, but still, you'll still be able to pick up houses probably, 40% off. And then like, especially like, office buildings and like, office space and stuff for fucking, it's going to be like, I mean, it's going to be insane. I'm talking about 60% off. You like, if people have the money, buying malls will be insane. Like, you'll be able to buy malls for so cheap. Like, it costs them like what, $35 million to build a mall or something like that, and you'll be able to probably buy it for about like $8 million, $7 million. It just maintenance up, and then this is if you're a major real estate guy or whatever, you just converted that. I'm so surprised most malls don't have gyms. It's so stupid. You basically have to start building these malls in these real estate areas into places that, like, it has to be an attraction place. So you have to build, like, bring toy stores, bring this, a lot more food and stuff and everything like that. Or like you work with tenants and stuff. And like you like, there has to be sort of like the mall has to be experienced. And since people aren't buying as much like apparel and like clothes and stuff, you got to start bringing more of attractions and lifestyle things. Like pools and swing and like gyms and stuff like that. The movie theaters are probably going to make. I'm not so bearish on the movie theaters. I think the movie theaters are going to make it because it's like, what else is the Hollywood going to do anyway? But yeah. So that's my last rant on that. So let me try to answer some of the questions right now in chat. So let's see. What do you think about this one, Wasabi?
Let's see. Are we seeing another top before this cycle ends? I mean, I'd say for the rest of this year, as long as a lot of this just hinges on really what Bitcoin's gonna do. One way or another, Bitcoin is gonna basically determine like where that local top's gonna be. Right now, it's range bounds. The setup on the chart is very similar to what we saw when made its first attempt at 10K after the COVID sell-off, and as long as that fractal ends up repeating, then it's likely we could just see it go sideways for a bit, and that would just be an opportunity for altcoins to make another move up. I don't think the cycle top is in for this year. At least I do think there is going to be another big move in the markets sometime in the coming weeks and months.
The top's probably during the election or a little after, depending. Yeah. If Trump, not to get political, if the Democrats win, we're going down.
Yeah.
Biden like said such retarded shit that I just cannot believe. I mean, they're throwing the election away. There's no way that they're like, I don't know what the fuck they're doing, dude. But like, we get Daddy Trump with his Trump bucks, and then money printer goes, brrr, we're gonna do A-OK for December, man. It's gonna be a nice Christmas, New Year's, man.
Yeah. Do you know what the latest is as far as the money printer goes? Because I thought they were supposed to have some kind of like second stimulus, and the Senate is just basically not agreeing on anything.
Yeah,
as all.
It's some of the Republicans and stuff, because the Democrats want to give money away, want to give a ton of money away, but bring really retarded things with the tax structure and everything. So it's like for people who know, for regular people, they like, especially like we're all investors here, so like for regular people, it's like, yeah, I get more. So imagine they're like, oh, we'll give you $3,000. Cool, fuck yeah, I want a $3,000 check. And the Republicans are more like, we want to give you 15 to 2,000, right? More than likely, it's going to be a $2,000 check per person and then there's some bonuses for having kids. I think it's like $500-600 per child or something like that.
Mm.
But let's see, but yeah, that's roughly it, right? But like imagine they give you $3,000, but then from there we're gonna add a 5% increase on the capital gains tax, and then we're gonna take away the 1030 exchange. Just shoot the economy in the fucking face. Like fuck, man. Like you might as well say, like, if you elect the Democrats today, we promise to start more forest fires to help the fucking firefighters get more overtime pay. That's like shit, dude. That'll burn, dude. Attacking real estate is probably the stupidest thing in the world, dude, to do, man. Like, so much of the economy is linked to real estate. It's fucking crazy, dude. Like, it's crazy, man. And like right now with all this automation and stuff, oh my god, man. It's terrible. But if Daddy Trump wins, right, he's going to say $2,000, everyone's going to be happy. All the people who are going to waste the money, they're going to waste the money. But people like me and you, or whoever's in the chat or whatever, if they're in the United States, if the United States does it, then pretty much it's almost like the green light for the rest of the world to do it. So the rest of the world's also going to print money. I'm talking from Australia to the UK to Canada. Trudeau dollars are real, you know. And yeah, so that means, like, let's just say, like, even if we don't add no other people to crypto at fucking all, what's going to happen is those $2,000 go into most coins that have a low inflation rate to cap supply coins.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think happens? Like these Bitcoiners, these Bitcoiners go put $2,000 into Bitcoin. That's about currently, what is that, like 0.18% of a Bitcoin, 16% of a Bitcoin. What do you think is going to happen with Bitcoin? Bam, up. Even with those $2,000 for all these people throwing their MAGA money into Bitcoin, it's gonna shoot it up like $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 on the market. And because Bitcoin goes up, what happens with the rest of the market? The rest of the coins pump even harder. So if we're talking about a 20-30% gain on Bitcoin, we're literally talking about fucking a 2 to 5x on some coins or more on current prices. So it's amazing. It's really good. And then there's people like there's Tesla maximalists, there's Celsius maximalists, there's Hex maximalists, there's maximalists everywhere. They're like, I'm gonna take half my money and then throw $1,000 into an altcoin or a coin.
Yeah,
This is so beneficial to crypto.
I always look at there's always people that argue like whose coins are better. I'm like, dude, I'm just gonna like trade all of these and make a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's like, isn't that the whole point, right? So
right.
Yeah, I don't get I mean, I just have like I kind of look at like the long lasting as like the proven ones, but I don't, there's no reason to like turn down an opportunity over like emotional narratives, because that's really all it is. Like a lot of these community members that are just kind of locked into that specific coin, it's just an emotional narrative, and that's hinders you to make more money. Because now if you're if you have like a couple that you're invested in, and for example you've seen like OMG pump, like what it did today, that's like an opportunity to like roll profits into like some other coin that hasn't really pumped yet, but that breaks away from the psychology of the maximalist, which and I'm sure like a lot of people in this chat are going to be really profitable too, because they're not married to like a specific coin.
It almost doesn't matter what coin. Well, it does, but like there's like an 80% chance you're gonna hit a coin that's gonna do pretty good, and you're the most important. It's almost like real estate. The most important thing is it's not what price you sell at; it's what price you buy in at.
Yes,
it's the most important. You make all your money is what you buy at.
Right. That is so true. That is absolutely true. Because it's crazy just how many this actually that Litecoin video recently, where I was like showing like the different breakpoints, like if you bought in at certain levels, how many coins you would buy,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
crazy just how much more like of a stack size. Like, so for example, if you buy like 90% down versus buying like 95% down, that 95% could basically like potentially double your stack size. So that's why like during bear markets, like when you're dollar cost averaging, like you're just putting in small chunks at once. So like those 30 to 40% moves down or even more, like in a bear market, things can still drop like another 80%, even though it's crashed like 80 to 90%. So those entry points, like the amount of coins you get through this bear market, it's amazing. It's really like that's really the lifetime opportunity to like invest like during those bear markets when everybody else is scared.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I just linked your YouTube video on Litecoin right now in the chat.
Yeah, I think it's somewhere towards the end. There's like a spreadsheet we took a look at. Like if you use $100 just as an example, and if you bought at certain price levels, it'll just show how many coins you would be able to purchase, and that applies really to like any cryptocurrency. So those that are basically buying in at those market lows and during those bear markets are gonna make they're gonna make a retarded amount of money this cycle. It's gonna be insane.
Yeah. So, all right, that was a long answer to this question.
Yeah.
Wait, no, I'm sorry. Where is it? That one. Yeah, I think we probably will get like a 20-30% correction or something, but this fucking crypto gives a fuck. I mean, literally, it's like my heart. It's like you can't stab me. I mean,
yeah, I don't even look at the USD prices. All I really track at this point are the ratio in relation to like Bitcoin, and that's like kind of how I'm measuring it, because at the end of the day, I'm playing this I'm playing the long game. I don't really give a shit even if Bitcoin fell to like $10,000 or something. Like that's just like another opportunity.
yeah, Iron Law, you're
this
right.
guy's totally right. Definitely, absolutely.
We got a second chance because the COVID thing probably lagged out the market. We should have gone. We probably should have been going parabolic like we're doing right now, probably 2 months earlier, 3 months earlier, but COVID slowed it down. But now it's starting to, it can't stop. And what about XLM? It's a good project.
It's gonna do great, I think. Yeah, definitely. That's a standing project. That'll do really good in a bull run for sure.
In terms of percentage gains, I think it does a little better than XLM, but like it's so hard to find news on this fucking coin because they're so private.
It is, yeah. Once there's like a big announcement, it just kind of drops. But before that, yeah, it's like pretty silent. You're just
They really troll. They really troll XRP really bad. Every time XRP has some major news on a swell conference, they drop some even bigger news just to cuck them out, bro. But yeah, let's see where else we got here in the thing. Yeah, Takeout Biz. Yep, be a good company. Oh, what's up, Funding Jim? Oh, you guys don't forget to hit the like button, man, and subscribe. Let's see. Yeah, but that's a tide. That's like a pendulum. One minute they love cities and the prices are this high, and everyone hates it, and when everyone hates it, that's when you buy up the cities, and then you see fucking you make it hipstery. You pull up new walls and shit and everything. You make it nice, and then you dump it on these fucking hipster fucking douches.
Dude, it's the same psychology. You're just inversing the narrative, except you're doing it in real estate.
Right. Yeah. Let me see what's the next comment. Didn't you mention you were looking at PokeSwap? Oh, that was Red Nitrous. Yeah, he was talking about it earlier. Was it PokeSwaps or something swaps? What was it? It was Trust Swap. Yeah, Trust Swap. Yeah. But yeah. Well, right now we're looking to a lot of like Polkadot coins right now because we think like Polkadot's going to be the next wave pretty much after DeFi, and then after that, I think it's probably going to be a real estate wave with these tokens. But I think that's going to happen probably like fourth quarter, first quarter. Like this whole third quarter is going to be probably Polkadot. That's how you choose. Once all this DeFi shit calms down a little bit and goes crazy, it goes up and then it calms down a little bit. I think the only thing that's going to pump probably third or fourth quarter is probably just going to be Hex. Everything's going to do pretty well, but you're going to get the actual end of the ICO phase of Hex, and then from there you're going to get basically like a triple fucking a triple halvening event on Hex, and then the inflation rate's way down, and then also there's going to be a FOMOing into probably staking your coins because then people realize that the share price rises so fast. So it's pretty crazy. So because right now currently the inflation rate's actually kind of high on Hex right now. It's like 500 million coins per day, which is like 2 billion every 2 days. I mean a billion coins every day. So we still have about like 45 billion more tokens that are going to be created on Hex, and then the inflation rate goes down to about like 3.65%. But dude, yeah, that's gonna be cool. Even if like that's why I'm so impressed right now that the price, like most coins with that high of coins being created, the price would have tanked, dude. So that should show you like just the interest and people buying it and people staking it or people holding it. People believe in the project enough that they're like, at the very least, they're not dumping the coins as soon as they get them, which is pretty awesome to tell you the truth. So people are holding the tokens, whether they're speculating or not. That shows you that people believe enough in the project to even hold it as a trade. Where there's some people, as soon as they get their hands on their tokens, they just, toss it like that. Let's see. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, hell yeah. Let's see. Hex is a nice dip. Might be. Yeah, it's fucking. Let me look at the price right now. Actually, let me see. Let me go to Nomics. I think the price is about like 30% of a penny, if I remember correctly. 28% of a penny, that's pretty low. So that's a pretty good price on Hex right now. With that kind of a price, essentially you're looking at basically, I mean, it's not perfect, but like it's basically a 4x if it goes to a penny, which I think it more than likely will eventually. And that's a good bit of multiples where like if you're buying at 33 cents, 35 cents, you're looking only at basically a 3x at that point. So that's what I'm saying. The price point really matters when you're buying in right now. But even so, even in my most bearish case for Hex, like I still believe Hex will probably hit 20 cents, maybe a little bit lower around that point, right? As an all-time high or something like that. But let's just say it dumps down like 95%. You're still or 90% on 20 cents. That's 2 cents. Let's just say it hits 95% down. You're talking about a penny. So you're still under that crazy dip down, right? So even if it dips down to 90% of a penny, 80% of a penny, you're still in a relatively good range. But I mean, I'm buying, but you guys do what the hell you guys want to do. I'm not forcing you. I'm not forcing anyone to do anything. But right now, that's the crazy part, right? Like right now, we're still under, because if you think about something like a Litecoin, right? If Litecoin goes to fucking $1,000 and it dumps down 95%, right? Like 90%, what is that? $100?
Yeah.
$100. Maybe it dips down to $80. You're still buying under that all-time low. Holy shit, dude! Dude, that's crazy, man. Yeah, there's some tokens that are at their all-time highs right now that possibly you could be buying overbought, but like I don't know. But with these tokens, you already know what this is only one of the few benefits of the coins that haven't passed their all-time highs, is that because that they're not past their all-time highs, you're kind of almost buying at a safety zone right now in crypto. So we're still in the safety. That's how crazy, like how 2016 we're at right now. You're still buying in these safety zones, and even though and we're feeling like bad for buying coins right now, when later on we're going to be like, fuck, I should have just been kept buying. Yeah, let me see. Hex, what is it? Yeah, the benefit now you should for me I'm keeping a bit of a liquid position, not much but some, but yeah, staking now you would basically your reward is a lot greater because you get big payday bonuses. So if you were to stake, let's just say after big payday, your stake your bonus for on your so let's just say you had 100,000 hex and you staked for 1 year after big payday, you would only probably get about 40,000 hex as interest after a year. Where if you stake right now for a year and you get paid out, a full 365 days or 353 days, you would receive somewhere close to about 2.5x your principal. So you would probably when you would end stake with a big payday bonus on top of it, you would get about 250,000 hex instead of 40,000 hex. That's the difference. That's the sweetener. That's kind of for being early right now in staking. So there is kind of a benefit for laddering your stakes out, but obviously that's a decision and a risk adjusted a decision that you have to do for yourself. And like every person's situation is different, and you just have to like make the decision for yourself. I mean, I'm swinging for the fences, so. So I don't know. Decide for yourself, But the bonus with that is like there is bonuses for restaking your stuff, but like I'm restaking with a larger bag, right? So let's just say I have 1 million staked at 1 year, comes undone, cool. I have a cool 2.5, 3 million hex, and then what I could do is take 2 million, restake it, and spend the 1 million, redistribute it out, sell it. I don't know, shove it up my ass. I don't know, like put it in my wallet. I do whatever the fuck I want with that extra 1 million. But that 2 million, because then from what I would do with that 2 million is ladder it out 15, 10 years, whatever I decide, or maybe I just do one big stake at 6, 7 years or whatever. I'm just trying to time the market or something. My share rate would still be greater. Where someone like that has 1 million and they stake it for 1 year and they only have 400,000, they have much less. Their bag's smaller, their bonuses are smaller, and there's almost no way that they would get more shares than me unless they were to stake some really crazy amount where like their ladders like it starts at 10 to 15 or something like that. Like, so it really pays right now to be. I mean, it's crazy. You guys even know about Hex right now. That's how crazy it is. I mean, that's how crazy. You guys are in crypto. Like we have like 15, 14 people watching right now. You guys are fucking so lucky that you guys are paying attention to crypto right now, because after 2017, so many people just close their eyes. I mean, people don't even pay attention to the fucking stock market. All they pay attention to is like, oh, Apple just hit $2 trillion market cap. Oh, Apple's doing a stock split. Oh, Tesla is trying to hit $2,000. Like, Tesla is the only stock that acts like a crypto. And it's a shitty crypto at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my last little rant. I don't know. You want to say anything else? On Hex, I mean.
Actually, let me look at let me pull up the Uniswap chart for Hex.
Yeah.
How does the inflation? So right now, if you look at the Hex to ETH chart, there was basically that sell off, and it looks like it might be finally bottoming out. So the inflation, what does it adjust to, I guess, like later this year?
3.6, basically like
Okay.
up like 1% of a percent a day. So it's almost like a little fraction of a percent every day. That's what it equals to.
Yeah. Is that even from that, like the inflation is really, because that's really probably the problem it ran into, at least on the Hex to ETH pair, is just the inflation. But if that drops down a lot, then that's like way less selling pressure.
Yeah. Hello?
Yeah, I could still hear you.
Okay. Yo, you there? There we go.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, 3.69. Sorry. Sorry, forgive me, Lord, for I have sinned. Close enough. But so I didn't hear you were saying something about the ETH pair or something.
Oh yeah, so the when Hex topped out on the Hex to ETH pair,
Okay.
it basically drops. Let me do a measured move on this.
I can pull up the information how far we are from the all-time high. I mean, it's not much. Like really, we're really close to the all-time high right now. So even still, like we are.
Yeah, on the USD chart. Yeah.
Yeah. We're 46% away from an all-time high. We need a pump of like, yeah, 47% pump, and we're at the all-time highs again. It's nothing.
Yeah, because that's the part that's misleading. Is I guess those that are staking it are actually doing really well. It's the traders that are actually getting wrecked on the pair now because of the inflation. So the Hex to ETH pair might be dropping, but that's really the play I'm looking for. To be honest, is the Hex to ETH pair. So the only thing the only big thing that's like really important to me there is just like what the inflation is. Because if there's like an adjustment there, that's like pretty big for the Hex to ETH pair.
Yeah. So it's the total supply is like once all these coins are created, the problem is like a portion of those coins that are in existence still don't exist yet because they have to be end state. But so here's kind of the game theory is that let's just say the price of Hex goes to 10 cents and someone has well, let's just say they got into the project right now, right? What's today? What month are we in? August, right?
August, yeah.
So let's just say of August of next year, right? Or let's just say it's May of next year, and the price of Hex is like 10 cents. Some guy's like, holy shit, it's 10 cents, and I have 1 million Hex in stake. Oh my god, like it's if I emergency, that's $100,000. Holy shit, should I do it? Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. The FOMO and the thing is like I've never that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. All right, fuck it. Emergency end stake. What they did is they have with the million stake at 1 year, they've essentially given away 2 million at minimum, 2 million Hex of interest. Half of it goes to the origin address. Half of it goes to all the stakers that haven't emergency unstaked. So all that million Hex ends up being given to people who just end stake normally, like they said. So if you said you stake for 1 day and you unstaked, you get your interest. You stake for 10 years, you get your interest. If you do what you say in the contract, you will get that interest. So what happens over time is those long-term, most of the interest and the supply ends up gets given to people who actually end stake properly. But the people who FUD out and people who are trading or making emotional decisions, they as long as they get halfway through their stake, they'll get all their principal out. But they give up a tremendous amount of their interest. And then, so let's just say you're 75% done with your 1 year stake, right? So you've done about like 250 days, right? At most, you can probably only get about your principal plus 25 to 30% of your interest. Yeah, it's that crazy. So let's just say, like, here's even a crazier stat. Let's just say you staked it for 365 days, right? And you decide to emergency unstake at 364, 1 day before the end of the year, right? You get your principal plus 50% of your interest. To get the other 50% of your interest, you have to stake the last day. So you have to, so so the average person's probably going to emergency unstake with like 25% of their interest. So 75% of the interest that they should have gone doesn't disappear. It just gets transferred to the staker class. So that's why the APYs and all this stuff, it's hard to calculate all this stuff, especially, I mean, it's going to take like a year or 2 years after the project's been out of its ICO phase, that people are going to really truly understand, like, holy fuck, the people that are staking that are like, even if you don't, it pays you to keep your word, basically. Yep, exactly. But that's just what it does, and it's really cool. But because so many people keep doing these emotional decisions, I mean, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe if like I have a Hex goes to like 40 fucking cents or some shit, like that'd be crazy. Like, I'm not saying that, but like, let's just say like some crazy number. Like, I mean, this is like XRP goes to like 563 or whatever. What is that stupid ass number they always say? Like XRP to $500 or some shit.
Oh my god, yeah, it's something. Just,
Okay, but you imagine, I so imagine like Hex does that version of that, right? Even Hex Jesus would be like, you know what? I'll end stake one of these motherfuckers just because it's so much money that like. I eventually, once we have a full correction in the market, Hex will go down as well. I'll be able to repurchase more Hex than I even have currently, and that will give me more shares. Which then I ladder it out, and then I'm in a crazier, better position, right? So sometimes there is a right reason to sell, but you shouldn't make an emotional decision. Where there's some people that are going to be going like, I don't know if you can see my. I'll just do it with my hand. Unstake, emergency unstake. They just go through like, oh my god, this is crazy, there's so much money, and and if that's the right decision for you, that's the right decision for you. But all that extra staking interest and wealth gets transferred off to the people who decide not to do that, and gives them more bags, gives them bigger bags, which then gives them more ability to stake longer, and then gives them more shares. So it's a pretty interesting game theory system, and it's actually probably Hex is the first real DeFi token to actually be paying interest and stuff. Technically, the first token to really be paying interest for staking or for pools and stuff was Tezos, but the first DeFi project was actually Hex to do this properly with audited contracts, which is pretty interesting, yeah, too. And then Hex also has like a really cool contract where it pays probably the least amount of gas per contract. So the gas fees are probably the lowest on Hex. So even if, let's just say, like on like Mana and stuff like that, on some of the trades on OpenSea, like some of the gas fees were like so ridiculous. Like we were talking about $15. I saw on those high gas fees. Even on Hex, it was probably like $1 or $2, $3. So it's a much more leaned out, conservative, really good contract for Hex. So it's pretty cool. Like I asked Richard himself that, and he's like, yeah, they made sure to make the contract cost the least amount of gas, because when we first were staking in those long days ago, I remember I was paying highest gas fee on MetaMask 8 cents, 5 cents. No, those were the days, man. I mean, I remember like that was the days when we were buying like wearables, dude, on the on the market. So I was
sure, yeah.
Yeah, man, I do. Oh my god, I was buying like, I think the cheapest launch shirt that I bought was 6-7 cents. 6-7. It was like three or four mana or whatever. It was like 2 cent mana or like 3 cent mana. It was nothing, dude. And then my gas fee was probably like 25%, but because it was a penny, who gives a fuck? Like, what's the current price of the launch shirts right now? Like,
I actually have no idea. I don't think really any volume's gone through because of the gas fees. Okay. The gas basically kills the trading market, so it's all just dormant right now.
So let's call it 300 mana. 300 mana times what? 0.9 cents?
Yeah.
Okay. So right now, the shirts that I purchased back in the day for about 6 to 20 cents are worth about $27. So honestly, those launch shirts are actually, I personally think they're undervalued. They should be about $100. So they'll still 4x eventually in USD. In ETH or Mana, I don't know, but that's crazy. What you know about that, Wasabi?
Let me flip back to let's see, I have another browser open. Oh yeah. Yeah. I have an investment advisor for that. How to properly set up the staking. So I actually do have an intention on getting some and then splitting up like different staking periods. I basically want to get like a bag of it, and then I think you were mentioning where there's like a good staking strategy to go about on that, where you have like paydays on your birthday, basically. I don't know if you wanted to explain that.
Yeah, so I did this for a couple of friends of mine, so it's a really interesting strategy. So let's just say you have some friends and they really don't want to like risk that much money. They don't want to throw tens of thousands of dollars. You're like, okay, fucker, Like you have them throw down $1,500, right? And which at current prices, whatever the heck, like right now, is pretty good prices because I don't think we're going to go into like sub percentages of pennies, you know, or fractions and fractions of pennies. I think we're going to. I mean, the lowest I could ever see is maybe 10% of a penny, but there's no way we're going lower than that. But who knows? It's crypto. But let's just say you buy $1,500 of hex at this price, which currently would be. Let me just do the math on that real quick. Let me see. 1,500. Okay, so $1,500 will roughly get you about 500,000 hex, right? Yeah, so it roughly gets you about 500,000 hex. So what you do with that is I would put about $100 or evenly split it for year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, all the way to 555, right? And I would put it on their birthday or a day before their birthday. And saying like, okay, fucker, every time it's about to be your birthday, you just check your wallet, hit emergency end stake, and just take the money and spend it. Okay? All right, man, that's pretty cool. And then that way they never forget about the hex, right? Because it's like, oh yeah, it's my birthday. Yeah, let me check my hex. Boom, boom, boom. And then the first year, oh wow, it's okay. It's okay, money. I've turned my, I don't know, my $100 into maybe like $600. Cool. Year 2. If the price, obviously, if we're still in the bull market, right? Holy crap! You know, this is like, you know, this is thousands of dollars. Year 3, maybe the market crashed or something, or we're still in the bull market for all I know, right? Year 3, holy crap! That $100 has turned into like, I don't know, $8,000, $7,000. Holy shit! Like when you're so right. Oh my God, you are the Messiah. I bow down to your intelligence forever. I'm like, I know, pleb. I know. And then. And then year 4, oh fuck, the market crashed. Oh shit. Well, it was good while it lasted, right? Year 5, he forgets about it. Year 6, hey bro, what'd you do with your stake? Oh, I just forgot about it. Oh, you gave it to the market. Okay, cool. Hey, you know the project didn't die. Check on it. All right. Checks on his birthday. Oh wow, yeah, it's $1,000. Cool. Year 7, oh look, the price is picking up again. Holy crap, unstake. Jesus, wow. Year 7 is where shit with the interest, the amount of X's you get on that. Let me just divide this evenly just so I know how much hex it is. 500,000 divided by 15. It's roughly 33,000. So let's just say at year 7, you're getting about probably 35x principal. So you're talking about they're unstaking about 1.1 million hex on year 7. And they're like, and I don't know what the price is. It could be a couple pennies or something. And they're like, dude, oh my God, bro. Thank you. So like after that, they're just full hexers. Or they're like, then from there they could take, they'll be like, they're like at year 7, by the time they learn the error of their ways, at least they are like, I have some hex here where I'm like, holy shit. Like they buy themselves something for their birthday and they're like, holy crap. And they thank you or whatever. Or they just lost the money and they're like, well, whatever, dude. Like you swung the bat. At least you weren't a pussy about it. Right. But you know, at year 7, right. They're like, holy shit. This is let's just say it's 10 cents. Right. They're like, dude, this is $100,000. Or this is like, yeah, this is $100,000. Holy crap, dude. Then from there, you know what? I'm going to start laddering some of these. Took only 7 motherfucking years, but you finally got them. But like, I mean, but that's like the worst, most pessimistic probably thing, but like, obviously maybe the price is only really high for year 1 and 2 or 3. I mean, I don't know if you believe in the whole elongated cycle shit or whatever, but basically, yeah. But by adding it to some sentimental date, their birthday or something like that, or maybe or like 2 weeks before Christmas, because I mean that's a big thing for a lot of people is that a lot of people are stressed around the holidays because as you get older, you have something called like lifestyle inflation, because you're not just like you have a girlfriend or your family gets bigger, or one of your brothers has some kids and stuff, and you don't want to be the fucking asshole fucking uncle that doesn't bring his fucking nieces and nephews some toys and shit, So, as we get older, we got to get gifts for people, or we want to go somewhere, or we want to take a trip or something. And it becomes like a huge thing for people where they're like cash crunched. And it'd be like a cool thing for, like, at first they're probably going to spend all the hex they get on that first year and stuff. But by the time the 3rd year, 7 year, 8 year, if the project is still around, it's like life-saving or life-changing for them, But this could almost be the same thing for just being, as like, imagine if you're at the time lock, like someone buys like $1,500 worth of Litecoin or Bitcoin or Ethereum, and then I put it into a little time lock capsule. This is how doctors go broke. Yeah, yeah. What, lifestyle inflation, Max, or what are you talking about? I mean, the way most doctors go broke is they got too many baby mamas. They got too much kids from a bunch of different girls. That's how most doctors go broke. What are you talking about? Lifestyle inflation, or what be specific, Max? Yeah. But remember, crypto will save all, bro. I mean, I think at least for this decade, like the 2020 to 2028, 2027, 2029, 2030, I think we're in a roaring 20s if you're in cryptocurrencies right now. Like we are in like the roaring 20s, at least for us. Like, where it's going to be insane. We're like, bro, this is a great decade. But eventually I do see like a gigantic a hyper crash later in the decade, so looking to land, brothers and sisters. But yeah, private schools, 3 vehicles, 2 mortgages. Yeah, but I mean, like, it's true. But if the money's not an object and shit, and you want like, you want to at least keep, like, I know the most private schools are kind of bullshit. I mean, the main thing that private school gives a lot of kids is smaller classrooms, where you have the teachers more attentive to the students and stuff. But like a lot of the schools I went to and like people go to, like, it's like one teacher with 35 students, 40 students. So you're pretty much, if you're not keeping up in the class and stuff, you get left behind. You're not unless you're like the bookworm or something, like you're not gonna have all these people, the teacher really paying attention to you or something like that, 3 vehicles. Okay. All right. I got you on that. Yeah, you can almost see a doctor trying to justify everything on this entire chat right here. I mean, it's really funny. Like, well, I've got I got a work vehicle, and my wife's got her car, and then we have a car for trips, or the RV. And the 2 mortgages, well, we have a summer home, but we rent it out through Airbnb and stuff, so it's actually technically an investment property, right? But who knows? You can always justify shit, I guess. There you go, bro. Dolomite, what's up? Yeah. Buying other coins, shut down tokens and ICOs. Yeah. Yeah, it's true. I mean, like, I've said this for like a long. I mean, like, the amount of how little money you actually needed when you graduated high school is so insane. Like, all right, so let's just, like, because most of the lifestyle inflation honestly is you just trying to keep up with the girl, basically, right? For most people, I would say like 95% of people, like, whether even though they could start getting this lifestyle inflation later on, even if they're 23, 24, but eventually it hits you. Wait, what? What do we know about spaghetti money? Spaghetti money. I don't know. I'm lost on that. But anyway, the lifestyle inflation, what ends up happening is that, like, right, I'm only know the perspective as a guy, so I mean, I don't know, but let's just say you start off with, you're 18 years old, you make $100 or something like that, and you're pretty happy. You'll be able to, like, cool, I have money for this and this, or you take out some girl. Like, I remember back in the day, like, with $100 or whatever, like, you'd be able to go to the movies, go on a dinner and stuff, and you probably would still have like $40 left over and stuff. It would cost you nothing, right? But as you get older, like, oh shit, I need a car now. Oh shit, I need my own place. Ah shit, like, I have to pay insurance and stuff. And like, oh crap, and then now I gotta, we got to do more complicated dates. I mean, it's pretty crazy. Obviously, you can control a lot of that stuff and everything, but most people don't, and it just starts creeping up on you as you get older, But yeah, pasta token. Do you know anything about that token, Wasabi?
No, I do not.
Yeah, I have no idea what that means. What the fuck? Jesus. Oh, dude, I forgot to talk about OXT, man. Is the price still at 50? Can you look at the chart right now to see how it's kind of going right now?
Yeah, so OXT is
Protocol. It's another one I've been.
well, actually, I had a balance. It's around 55 cents.
Oh, it's up 5 cents. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I just bought some at 49. So nice. Yeah, I'm pretty bullish on the token because it actually has a fucking working app on like iOS. So like if they put some advertising out there, like this will get like the dumb Apple money, which is plentiful these days because of the stock price.
Yeah.
Do you believe that company is at $2 trillion now?
You're talking about for
Apple.
OXT or
Apple.
Oh, Apple. Okay.
Apple. It's. Can you imagine $2 trillion, bro? Yeah, I wouldn't even be on the stream, dude. I'd be
Yeah,
like,
that's why it threw me off there. I was like, wait, what?
It's at $35 million or
Let
like.
me look at the chart for Apple.
Let me look at the current market cap. Let me see 1,000. Let's see 1,000. 1,000.
Oh yeah, this thing has just gone. Well, even if let me take a measured move on this. So yeah, Apple's basically doubled since the.
Wow. The price of OXT with a $1 billion market cap is $12.50. Wow. That's fucking crazy. Times how much? Shit.
What's pretty crazy though, so Apple's trading at 473 per share. So 470 divided by 14. What's pretty crazy is like if you look at the amount of X's from where it's at now versus like where like if you bought back in like 2008, it's probably around like a 30x. Like this is assuming you bought like right at the bottom.
Dude,
but
I don't know. No one bought the stock when the iPod came out, or the I think 2008 was when they dropped the iPhone 3 or the iPhone I should say the iPhone 3G.
I'm not sure as far as the dates go, but probably around that time, yeah.
Dude, like Iron Law, like I'm an Apple fanboy. It's really easy to use, and like it's just dummy proof, which is like smart, which is good. I don't know. I mean, I like the whole ecosystem and stuff, but I don't know. I think Apple products are really good. I mean, you usually don't. I mean, you know what you're buying, and that's what people like, But I mean, you typically get people that could that have the money or will spend $2,000, $3,000 are typically people that are a little more, I guess, risk averse or not risk, or like they're a little more risk on. So it's like if they're willing to throw that much money into technology, they'll probably throw some money into making a company or something. But I'm not saying that's not like there isn't people who have Android who don't fucking take risks. Trust me, there's many meth heads.
Yeah, Amazon's trading over $3,200 per share.
Oof. That's probably hurting Amazon stock. I mean, it's not hurting it, but it's not letting a lot of the millennial and Zoomer money get into it. Like the Apple split their stock recently.
Yeah. So Amazon actually did an 80x since its December. It was like back in the 08 crash. So that's over 12 years.
Yeah, the first time I bought Apple was when they did I think they did a stock split in 2013 or 14.
Mm-hmm.
forgot when they did it. It was like damn near almost like $800, and they stock split it down to like it was basically at $100, and that was the first time I was kind of like willing to actually throw some money in there because it was like I had some stocks here and there, and I was like, damn, like there is something for unit bias really, where you're just like, damn, I mean, I can own so much of I can own these 3 stocks, or I can just or 2 stocks, or I just own 1 Apple share. You know, and then that's how a lot of people, I mean, it's not the right way to think, but a lot of people think like that, you know. That's sort of a thing that could hurt big. I mean, that's why I'm saying Bitcoin 2013, yeah. I held it for, I mean, I bought some for about till 2015, and then I sold it probably in like 2017.
Mm-hmm.
Which I didn't. I probably should have just kept it because like I sold the last bit of my stocks in January of this year,
Mm-hmm.
which is like, yeah, I thought it was a good idea because like I bought crypto with it, so that was cool. But like I hadn't put money into stocks since like 2018, so I had just been consistently selling my stocks off whenever I needed some liquid cash to get into crypto and stuff, you know, into dollar costing into cryptos, which, you know, ended up playing out because no matter how much the stock market's gone up, I've made far more in crypto than I would have made in the stock market, even with these rallies. Because like, yeah, it's pretty crazy. If you take out the tech companies, you know, the FANGs and stuff, you know, like Facebook, Amazon, you know,
for sure.
Yeah, like the S&P 500's up like nothing. Or
Oh
like,
no, it's really you're absolutely right on that, because let me look up it was some kind of retirement funds, and it looks like let's see, I think it was VFFVX. Let's see, because most of the retirement funds do just really bad relative to those tech stocks.
yeah.
So that's the thing, like if you really understand the markets, like if you know what the Bitcoin is, then you'll make a killing, because it's all the shitty, like there's so much shit packed into like ETFs, just like a bunch of trash.
Yeah.
Where the gains really aren't that great for most people. I think maybe most people get like 20% like per year if it's like a really good year.
Yeah, they're eventually max. There will be fractional synthetic tokens. They'll probably be on synthetics itself, or on the T20 token or whatever. Which I think will actually be pretty safe, because I mean, outside of actually scamming the ownership of the actual, maybe with the token they could scam you out of the token holder if the way that works. But because it's probably going to be one of the first tokens or anything that has to do with stocks, so they're going to be like a fucking hawk. But the minute you start doing synthetic cryptos, it's like it's loosey goosey with the regulations and shit. So, but right now with like there's apps like Cash App and Robinhood, which I mean, Cash App just recently is letting you buy fractional pieces of your shares up to like $5. You can buy $1 of an Amazon or an Apple, which is crazy. Which is like something that the Bond King. I mean, I can't remember his name. He was here. I'll pull up the interview just to put it in the chat. Here, let me put it on YouTube. But anyway, he was pretty much saying is that this is, you know, because they're doing this, is they're trying to squeeze the last little bit of money into the system and stuff. So they're trying to get all the people who like, hey, just throw in your $5, throw in your $120, you know, because if the prices are too high, like the money wouldn't have gone in. But at least, hey, let's get these people to these last little fumes to push the market up, you know. But like a lot of the Zoomers and a lot of the Boomers, I mean, a lot of the Zoomers and a lot of the Millennials, you know, most of us aren't doing that well. And I mean, if you look at a lot of statistics, a lot of them don't even have like $500 in their bank account, which is crazy to me, you know. But yeah, I mean, all you guys, I'm guessing you guys got more than $500, I'd imagine. I don't know, hit a 1 in chat. like 0, 0, 0, 0. Like, no. Like, when this is my last 100, tell me how to make money. Fuck, bro, I don't know. Let's see, Bond King. Ooh, there we go. Copy link address. No. Here's the link right here. Yeah, his name is Jeffrey Gunlatch. This guy's a genius, dude. Like, this guy's really cool. He almost looks like an older, like, Keanu Reeves, which is really weird. If you actually look at his face, he looks like he could be related to Keanu Reeves, which is really strange. But Jeffrey Gunlatch, you might want to skip maybe the first 20 minutes of the interview and stuff, because it's just kind of like he's just. I mean, if you want to hear it, it's pretty interesting, his whole life and everything. But yeah, it's kind of interviewing his whole life and stuff and everything with this one girl that used to work at the Fed. I think her name is Daniele Martino. Daniele Martino and stuff, and she used to work at the Houston Fed, and was actually like I think the number 2 to George W. Bush during his presidency when the whole financial crisis was going down. So she was like kind of an advisor, the Fed advisor to the White House, which is pretty cool. So, well, anyway, Jeffrey Gunlatch, he's kind of like the bond king and stuff. He made himself like a billionaire, basically trading bonds and getting people to invest into bonds and stuff and everything. So this guy's pretty smart, and it's pretty interesting what he was saying. Like, he was pretty much saying like all these, like, it's pretty cool to be able to microdice stuff, but then it's almost because you lower the bridge to so low that it's just, you're getting people who shouldn't probably be in the markets investing in the markets. But he's kind of right, but he's also kind of like, yeah, Max, you're right on that. Yeah, Keanu Putin love child. But yeah, he's a pretty interesting guy. He actually said something that was pretty interesting, that like he was like the first person, like, I couldn't believe I was hearing this guy. Like, I knew this guy was pretty smart when he was listening. Like, people were underestimating like Kanye West running for the presidency and stuff, that it wouldn't take votes away from like a candidate and stuff, and he's like totally right on that. Like, I totally agree with that. Like, people don't understand, like, if you, like, Kanye could say like, I'm at this place, come now, and like you'd probably get like 100,000 people to show up in the middle of Death Valley for a concert. I mean, literally, he could do anything and like get people to go there. He's like, I'm in the middle. I'm in the Congo right now. Everyone show up right now, and I'll be there in 2 weeks. And like, he'd probably get the whole country to show up for a fucking concert. I mean, literally, like, or for a rally. Yeah, highly recommend you guys check out that entire stream. It's got such great information, and he breaks down bonds and stuff and everything like that. And he's a smart guy. Anytime he has an interview, I always check it out, because it's kind of a cool thing when you're a billionaire, when you got that kind of fuck you money, dude. Like, you just speak your mind. Like, I don't care. Like, yeah, whatever. But yeah. Yeah, it would be pretty funny. I probably would vote for Kanye just for the fuck of it. Actually, I was supporting Andrew Yang for a while. I wasn't the biggest fan of the UBI, but he just seemed like, common sense wise, he was a pretty common sense guy. And pretty much everyone's copying UBI now. So what either way, we fucking did what he wanted anyway. But yeah. You have any last thoughts, Wasabi?
I guess not so much on the politics side.
Yeah.
I already know what I don't really care what everybody else is like, at least in the US. It's probably more interesting for people that are outside of the country, because you get to follow the stuff on like social media. So I already know kind of what my plan is for the election. So
right. That's true. Yeah, he was pretty bulletproof, man. Like, Asian, talk shit about himself as being Asian, which is kind of funny. I was like, I'm good at math. He like leaned into all the he leaned into all the stereotypes. He was smart. He was a tech dude. He was kind of conservative in some parts and stuff and everything. And like you could make fun of his family and stuff. He has he's like a good guy. He has a kid who has disabilities and everything like that. And it's really good guy and stuff and everything. He would have been a great choice for president. I would have voted for Yang for sure. But yeah, the one reason I didn't like the whole UBI thing forever is that I think it starts creating more of a welfare society. But goodbye for In-N-Out. OXT. I don't know. This is your territory, dude. What do you think about OXT for an In-N-Out trade? Before we close out the show right now.
It's to me, it's too late for that. It's already gone up so much. I mean, the setup on it. Let me pull up a chart here. It looks like honestly like what. So if you look at Ethereum, the Ethereum USD pair on you could probably pull up the Poloniex chart on TradingView. It actually had a very similar formation. So in all honesty, like OXT could honestly keep going higher, but I'm not gonna give like basically a signal to like buy now or something like that. I mean, it was an accumulation for so long that I kind of look at it like the opportunity was like there during the 15 and then even like the 20-cent range. So let me actually pull up the Ethereum chart so that I could compare the two.
Yeah, we did a bit, man. Pretty much, I'm accumulating Ocean Protocol, Kusama, and I'm waiting for the DOT token to actually list a little bit more on the exchanges. And I think the price is going to go down a little bit, but I probably will be accumulating DOT token as well. But I'm just kind of dollar cost averaging. I'm not FOMOing in. I'm just like, if I buy a little bit of this token as a spare ETH or BTC, I'll just chuck it at one of the projects evenly or something. But that's kind of how I'm accumulating it right now. But I think after all this DeFi stuff, the Polkadot stuff is next.
Yeah, this is the closest. Let me see if I could attach a picture into the YouTube.
He's doing some serious action over there. You hear the mouse clicks, the mouse buttons.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say not financial
advice. Yeah.
All right, I posted the TradingView picture for Ethereum to USD back when Ethereum first launched, since OXT is a brand new project. But you could see it basically when it went into price discovery mode, it really took off. And for OXT, it's basically trading. I mean, it basically broke through its previous all-time high, or really its all-time high at 70 cents. But yeah, the moment it goes above that, it goes into like price discovery mode, and at that point, it's basically indeterministic just how high it can possibly go. But overall, like for growth though, like it's OXT is definitely going to go up like much higher through this bubble cycle. Like the chart really just got started on it. So even if it comes back down, if you're okay with dollar cost averaging, as long as you don't get bounced out of your position, you'll probably do pretty well on it regardless.
Yeah, and it's, even though when market cap matters and price matters, obviously, but it's still under $1, and it's under $100 million market cap. I think it's 30-ish, 40-ish $40 million market cap.
Oh yeah, that's super low. Yeah. That is massively low. Okay.
With a working app.
Yeah. Right.
On iOS and Android. The team's fucking legit. A bunch of Ethereum OGs and a ton of institutional money. So this thing's going to get listed on a shit ton more exchanges. So I'm still accumulating it. It's a good long-term hold. And yeah.
Yeah, if you just throw like $25 a day at it or something like that, just like not an outrageous amount, like you'll definitely do
pretty well. Yeah.
On that, yeah.
That's like buying like 50, 40 tokens a day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What is that a month? Let me see. It's like roughly you're getting about 1,200 tokens a month or something like that. Yeah, it's not bad. All right, let me answer those last two questions and then we're out of here, bro. Let's see. Yeah, definitely. And yeah, their website designs on like Trauma and Ocean Protocol are really good. So their website designs are pretty nice, like especially This almost looks really cool.
What's really annoying with well, not to say this is bad for like Polkadot obviously, but like a lot of influencers on YouTube are starting to like show Polkadot. I'm like, dude, can you
Shut
let it cool
up.
off? Like, shut up. Like, cause I wanna buy some, but it's
Okay.
at a 3 billion market cap. So I'm like, dude, like,
It's kind of high for what it's done right
yeah.
now. It seems really like I feel like I would feel more comfortable with it if it was like 900 million, so it could pump up again or something like that. Like
Yeah.
it's so high for what it is, man. But
Right.
but
That's why I'm not. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna buy some for sure. I don't plan on it like just yet because of how much coverage it's getting. Like, there's like too much hype for it. I want it to like kind of cool off and then plan an entry like when nobody else is like really following it. But yeah, dude, there's videos that just popped up for Polkadot. Ivan on Tech brought it up. Coin Bureau, who's pretty big on YouTube, he just brought up Polkadot. And then even like the traders like high altitude investing and DIY investing, they talked about Polkadot recently. So it's getting a lot of coverage on YouTube, which is great. Like that'll be perfect for the bull run. It's just unfortunate. It's like while I want to like make a buy and then the price just shoots up, I'm just like, fuck. I have to wait for an entry.
They're almost doing a thing where like they $3 billion market cap, and then they 100x the token supply to 1 billion tokens, and drop the price down to $3 so anyone can buy it. Right, but it seems like people haven't fallen for it. Like people are buying it, but they're not like it's gone down to 280 instead of exploding to $5. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which at $5, that would have took that shit to like what, like 6 billion or some shit, or like.
Right.
So it's a lot of money for that token, but we'll see. In terms of Ren token, I don't know much about. I mean, I don't have any Ren, to tell you the truth. So I don't know. What about you, Wasabi?
Let me pull up the chart for. I don't know any Ren either. I'm just curious what it actually looks like. So
Yeah.
okay, yeah, Ren's gone up quite a bit recently. So
It's
yeah,
up.
I think for me, yeah, it's up a lot. I think for now, like my strategy is going to be looking into stuff that hasn't really like pumped too much yet. I mean, overall, Ren is a really interesting project though. They have, I think they call them like dark pools, where if you own a certain amount of Ren, you can stake it to get, you can like stake it to like get rewards. So it's a pretty cool. Like I think it's compatible actually with like a lot of the original like proof of work coins like Bitcoin, Litecoin, Monero. So that's one thing I'm definitely gonna find out like maybe over the next few weeks how that's gonna work in practice. But super interesting project for sure.
Yeah, I think it's up like 20x, because I think its all-time low was like 2 cents or something, if I remember
Yeah.
right. So it's up quite a lot. Doesn't mean it can't keep going,
Yeah.
but
Honestly,
yeah.
it kind of looks like the chart for if you look at the sell to USD chart, it kind of looks similar to that.
Yeah. Well, all right, you guys. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell to try to get our videos, and yeah, don't forget to join the Moon Research Lab. The link's going to be in the description. I'll put it in the comments section as well on the YouTube channel. And you guys have a good afternoon, night, or whatever. And shit, let's go make some money.
Yeah. All right. Take care, guys.